Hello, it's Colette back for a coffee and chat, just a little one because there's a few things going on that I wanted to let you know about. The first one is that my memoirs book, Memoirs of a Clairvoyant, uh, as of today, that's the 8th, Sunday the 8th to Sunday the 15th of July. I've got it on Kindle for 99p. Now, it's been out for 8 months now, and this is the first time it's dropped out of the charts, which I'm so happy about. And when that happens, it's time to bring the price down a wee bit and let people that maybe haven't afforded it to be able to buy it as well. It's one of these things I like doing. Some people don't do it, but I always do it. It's only for a week. But it gives people the chance to get it. So it's my memoirs, and it's 99p, and in the USA that might be like $1.39 or something, and don't know what it is in India or whatever, but it's down, put it that way, it's down by about 60-70%. So enjoy. So you've got a week of that. I know a lot of you will have will have bought it because there's a lot of lovely reviews and comments, and keep reviewing if you can, that's really good. So that's the first thing. I just want you to know that I'm a wee bit better than I've been. There's been a few things going on with my health that have been like, and it's just because I don't have a great immune system, so I do tend to catch a lot of bugs, and sometimes they go into a Sjogren's flare, and sometimes I'm just exhausted and stuff. And I've been a wee bit annoyed at the last week or so because the weather's been gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, but I've become quite allergic to the sun and breaking out and the heat as well. So I've not been happy with that. And saying that, it's been lovely even being in the cottage, quite cool. But I just love to be outside in the good weather. And I had a bug that made me feel quite dizzy. So sitting in the sun with dizziness was not a good idea. However, I'm starting to come through it. I'm feeling an awful lot better, and I can start to see where I'm going with things. The book that I was doing, the thriller, for maybe next March or April, I put that off a bit because I had a degree of synergy. I was looking forward to doing the book, but I was kind of looking forward to doing it for me. It was going to be quite dark and deep and almost shamanic and full of obsessions, and oh my goodness, I'm still really happy to have it ahead of me. But there was still a wee feeling that it was the wrong book. So I asked Goddess for some signs, and basically someone asked me, sorry I've forgotten your name, darling, but it's definitely a subscriber who said that she worked amongst in care, and with the terminally ill there was sometimes a lot of fear and anxiety about the afterlife, and also the same for their families. And would I ever consider doing a book about death and the afterlife? And I was like, yeah, actually I will. I would happily do that because I've got so many experiences of spirits, and so many experiences of seeing the afterlife and of proof, and also have the scientific background that I'm interested in what happens leading up to death. So the book will be about the various things about how to have a good death, and what to expect, and then it will also be confirmation. Now that part, second part, I'd like any mediums, any normal people, if you can say you're normal in any way if you're on this channel, but anybody that's had something that's happened round about maybe a loved one's passing, or if you've been a nurse or you've someone that's worked in care and you've seen a passing that was spiritual, that the soul was leaving the body. Anything to do with the lead up to passing, and what you've heard from loved ones afterwards, what you've perceived, what even things they've left you, so that they've come back. I would ask you all if you're willing to share that with me. And my email address is in the description box below. Now, only share if you're willing for me to put it in its own little bit in the back of the book with just your first name. I mean, I'm not out there to promote mediums or promote this one or promote that one. I just want your stories, and I want to be able to, put them in the right place in the book, but I want them to be inspirational, but also if you've had any horrendous things that went totally wrong around maybe someone's care that maybe led them to have what you would say would be a difficult passing, don't shy away from those things as well. Now, anybody that obviously shares the information will get an acknowledgement at the back of the book, and I just thank you for that. And I know that if I can't afford to give out free books all the time because I just can't, but I will give you an acknowledgement, and I hope that people will take me up on this. I've got a lot ready for the first part of the book, and I've got a lot of my own experiences with spirits and, with things that have been happening. Oh, the other thing was, the other synergy, right, was that day someone on Twitter sent me a poem about death, and then someone asked me if I could write a blog or something on what happens to someone who goes to spirit after a suicide. So all these things came literally within an hour of one another, and I thought, that's my book, and I know it's going to help far more people than my mystery book is, which will probably help me just probably recover after doing the book on death and whatever. So please be in touch. I prefer emails because I can store them better, can cut and paste from them better, but what I would ask you is, in any way, share with me, but only share if you don't mind that been putting in, and you can say put in anonymous if you want. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing this one. I'll be starting it properly in August, the beginning of August, and I'm hoping to have quite a few emails by then that I can pick and choose what I'm going to put in the second part of the book or the last third. I'm not sure, but I know I don't want the book all to be not about me. I don't mean that. I don't want it to be all my voice. I want it to have other voices, so that people are reading it are getting not just my experience of what I've seen of death and the afterworld, but other people's. So please lend me your voice, but please don't, anything you send, I'm taking it that's permission to actually use it. So don't send me it if you're not giving me permission to use it, okay? And I'll look forward. It's stormwarrior41@aol.com. It's down there and in the description box. So that's the other thing, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I really do want to get it out before Christmas, because it won't be a big long book. It'll probably be a wee bit like love lessons. This will be life lessons, so it'll probably be maybe 25,000 words or something. I'm hoping to get it out by November. But that depends how the research and stuff goes. But I kind of know what I want to do with it. I've had some sleepless nights when I've been ill, and I've had my notebook beside me. So out of a kind of illness and tossing and turning and feeling awful and nauseous and whatever has come the bare bones of the book. So thank you, Spirit. But I know this is what I'm being called to do before the mystery or the suspense paranormal book. And to be honest, it will be good then to move to that after this, and then I can do that right over the winter and maybe get that out next summer. So that's that. Oh, it's full of news, isn't it? Just before I go any further, the last 6 weeks since I started saying, can you buy me a coffee, I have had coffees bought, and I'm so happy. Thank you. As I say, when you say it's $3 a coffee, or it's £3 a coffee, something like that, it doesn't sound much, but if you're in a budget, it is much. So thank you for everybody that's done this. The other thing is that some people are buying 2 or 3 coffees in the one go. So thank you to my regular people that support the channel, Donna Marie and Mary. But here's just a wee run. I know some of you have put in anonymous, but Thank you for your coffees. Heather, Delaney, Anonymous, Karen, Canio, Claire, Iman, Jill R, Anne, Vonda, Ruth, Anon, Karen, Mary, Shona, Lauren, Sue, Tracy, and if I've missed anybody, I'm so sorry. You may have come through as anonymous, but thank you so much, because it all does add up. And as I say, with not doing the readings, my income comes from my books and a wee teeny bit from YouTube. So when these coffees come in, it's helping a lot. So I'm chuffed. Thank you so much. So that's the wee roll call. If you don't want your name to go up occasionally, do anonymous, because I do want to acknowledge us every month. I do want to acknowledge the people that have helped. So if you don't want your name read out, then go anonymous, okay? Right, let's see, I have something else to say. Yeah, I've done about the book, I've done the coffees. Yeah, I am getting loads and loads, pardon me, of emails and messages on Facebook, and I mean really a lot, from people that have discovered the channel, and it's wonderful, and I do try and answer them if I can, but the point is there's some that I can't, and there's some that are a wee bit wild as well that I can't. I don't mean a bit wild in a bad way, but they're just it wouldn't be my place to be giving an answer, if you know what I mean. They're out with my scope, out with my ethics as an ethical and professional clairvoyant. So there's some I can't reply to because I'm not qualified. I'm really not to answer some of the questions that have been asked. So please allow that to be. I'm not going to give advice I'm not qualified for. The other thing is, if I can get back to you, I will. With I don't answer things like, you know, am I going to find a boyfriend or whatever. I don't do readings as such. I'm here to help with spiritual development. Now, at the moment, I mentor a few women, and you know, there'll be times maybe in the future where I can, when they are finally finished, and then I can take a few more on, but that's not yet. So I am open to maybe mentoring, but only when a space becomes available, because I can only do 3 in the course of a year, because I like to be hands-on mentoring. So, but you see that if you're the right person to be mentored, it will happen and it will be right. So, you know, there's an awful lot of people asking for mentoring and personal one-to-one stuff. And I just can't do it, but I can get back to you and say, here's a wee nudge, go look at that or whatever. But full on sorting out your spiritual life has to come through my hints or the things that I get back to you on YouTube with, because I do answer a lot of things that come up on YouTube, but it's also something that I can help by pointing you in the right direction, but then you have to go and do it. So I do my best through the comments, and that's probably where you'll get most replies, and the odd email will be answered. I don't mean the odd one, I answer quite a lot. It's just some are not things I should be answering on. So I prefer email to Facebook Messenger. It gets all in a guddle, to be honest. But if it's your only way, that's fair enough. So know that I do try and get back to everybody. I read every comment, absolutely every comment, and I'll put a wee heart at it. If I've read it, I agree with it, I appreciate it, but I've really nothing to say on it, or I don't have the time at that moment. So please know that I love. Oh, do you know what was interesting as well? I wanted to maybe do another email on something personal about this time, and I looked back to check that there hadn't maybe been anything done on it last year, and I looked in the video and it was a kind of chat video, and I was thanking people for, hang on, my screen's just gone off. I was thanking people for reaching 500 subscribers, and I was so over the moon. And I remember that I was over the moon at the first 10, the first 100, the first 500. Now, as of probably today, I'm nearing 4,000. That means that we've had 3,500 people join us in a year. Now, to me, that is crazy bones. It's amazing, and oh my goodness, I'm so thankful for it. So if you're one of the newbies, thank you for joining, and I hope you'll stay. And if you're one of the goldie oldies, the original 500, thank you for being there and helping promote the channel and getting it going. And I hope you all continue to share and talk and chat. I've noticed an awful lot of people chatting to one another and building up wee relationships. Now, that happened on my Facebook Colette Clairvoyant page, and there's people that are good friends there that met on that page and are really good online friends, and I can see that starting to happen with this Colette Clairvoyant YouTube channel. So I'm really happy about that, because rather than me just commenting on something, it's really nice when other people comment too, because it gives a rounder picture. So please remember, feel free to comment, feel free to get involved, feel free to offer your support. I've seen someone that was struggling a lot, and I've seen continually over the last few months wee comments popping up for her. Are you all right? Are you keeping all right? How are you doing? That just, oh my God, that just makes my heart feel so good. So thank you for that. Right, so am I getting, like, where am I going now? Yeah, So, sorry. With a lot of the people that are emailing me, there's this thing of people have seen the videos, they're starting to open up, or they had opened up, they closed down, they're starting to open up, and they're wanting to pile ahead with it, right? So think of your spiritual, they're piling ahead, and then they're getting blocked, and they're like, oh, what happened? I was doing well. Now think of it like a marathon. Think of it not like the chocolate bar marathon, but a proper running marathon. If you were running a marathon, you wouldn't just turn up at the starting line with no experience or no training or putting in the runs before it. You certainly wouldn't turn up without your trainers and your running shorts or your joggies. You wouldn't try and run a marathon when you've never ran that much before, and you wouldn't try and run it in your business suit. So why the hell are you starting to think that if you're coming into the spiritual world and you're coming into your spiritual path, or you've been off and you're coming back and you've made progress and then you've got blocked again, why would you think that that shouldn't happen? Do you see what I'm saying? The spiritual path is a marathon, it's not a sprint. And if you try and sprint it without the right tools, the right experience, the right mentor, the right person, the right clairvoyant videos, if you try and do all that, you're going to stop after the sprint. But what we are in at the moment is a marathon, and I want to see the end of that marathon, and I want you all to be with me when we do that. So stop treating spirituality as a sprint, because it's not. And I know it's good if you get a tarot deck and you get tore in. Oh, the excitement of that. I'm not saying don't go with that. That's wonderful. What I'm talking about is you've done that, you've read the books, you're doing a few wee readings, then get another tarot deck, and then you get this, you get that, and you do the things, and you keep doing them, and literally think of the medicine wheel. It's 4 directions: spirituality, emotional, physical, and mental, right? This has to balance. Those 4 directions have to balance. Now, maybe you've been imbalanced and you've not had enough of the spiritual direction, and that's okay because you're recognising that now. But if you go crazy and put all your energy into the spiritual direction, then the other 3 directions will be neglected or will not work as well. Remember, it's balance. The medicine wheel must work. as it works in balance, beauty, balance and harmony. And if you do that, you're fine. So it's equally as bad to have all your attention on the spiritual and then you're not doing the emotional things properly, you're not doing the physical stuff, and mentally you're flipped. So come on, guys. If you're getting slowed down, you're getting slowed down spiritually for a reason. I want you to go forward as much as anybody. I want you to be the best you can be spiritually. I really do. But it takes time, it takes discipline, and it takes effort, and it takes preparation. You know, I've talked about the psychic toolbox and collecting your tools. Well, I have. I've done workshops on it. I don't know if I've done a video on it, actually. Could anybody that's been with me long term kind of say if they remembered me talking about my psychic toolbox? Because I don't know if I have or not. So anyway, you need your toolbox. I think I've talked about it in a chat, but not a full video. You need your tools of the trade. You need various experiences. Hell, you need a wee bit of life experience. You know, I've got some magnificent young women and men, 18, 19, 20, sometimes even a wee bit younger, that have got amazing gifts, and you all know who you are because you talk to me, right? So I know you're there, and I know you're desperate to head into this. But if you put all your energy into the spiritual direction, you then will not be in harmony with the rest of the medicine wheel or the rest of your life. And that can put your soul journey off a wee bit. So I want you all to do well. I want you all to be the best you can be. But for those of you that have hit a block, or feeling that you're getting stuck, or feeling that you were doing well and now you're not, step back a bit and see if you've been neglecting other areas of your life. And if you have, start putting them back into balance. You know, have you gone all spiritual but you're not exercising? That's not good. Have you gone all spiritual but you're ignoring your emotions? Have you gone all spiritual but you're not stimulating your brain? No. Balance, harmony. And in doing that, you'll be like me on the marathon, and we'll reach that end point, which will be brilliant. Hopefully that will be when we know everything we need to know, which I think is actually when you pass, to be honest. So the whole of life is a marathon. Let's enjoy it, and let's have friendships and gatherings and joy and supporting one another. Never done a marathon in my life, to be honest, so all this kind of imagination here is my imagination. I have run around Strathclyde Park once which I think is about 4 miles, but I was a lot younger. So anyway, we're on a marathon. I hope you'll be with me, and that we can complete this marathon in our own ways and in our own time. I've gone completely off here. What I really wanted to say is I'm answering as many people as I can, and if you don't get an answer, it's probably because it's out with my remit, or I've taken it because so many people are asking the same thing, and I'm going to do a video on it. So watch out for videos that follow any questions, because if there's, say, 15 people asking about the same thing, I can't get back to you one-to-one, but I can do a video on it. So please know that. It's not that I don't care. It's not that I'm not wanting to help. I'm wanting to help to the nth degree. And that to me is making a video that you all have access to. So that's the coffee and chat. I haven't been drinking much, have I? I hope you're all good. It's been nice being back talking to you. I've tried to keep people away because I've had a wee bug this week, and it means that I've been saying to like my daughters and stuff, no, don't come. And Jim's good, but Jim's quite a quiet man at times as well. And if he's ill, he just wants to be cut off from the world. Whereas if I'm ill, I kind of want to be connected to the world, but not to give people the bug. So I'm getting back and having this wee chat with you, and I've got more ideas and more videos to follow. So please, I'm just recapping here. Could you all if you want to get involved in the book. It'll probably be called Life Lessons, Death and the Afterlife. And I want your stories, but only if that's your permission to share. So many blessings now. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, new background. I've got more coming. See these coffees? I love to be able to do different things in the channel. Now this new background is only one of a few. I've not gone crazy, don't get me wrong. I think I've got another 3 that I can use. This one I really like because I love the woods, and I love the woods at dusk. It's one of my favourite times to look in. I've got a wee wood across from me, and I love it. Looking into it, and when I used to take the dogs for a walk, I used to take them in, and they'd be wanting to go further and they'd be wanting to run. We've got a lot of elementals around here, which is another thing I haven't done that I said I would do, but I've just not been up to it given the live stream on elementals. I might even just make it a video at some point. So anyway, this is the woods at kind of dusk, I think. And I got it and I put it up. It's only when I'm kind of standing away from it, I see that there's some wee creepy things. In fact, I've moved it to one side because on one side there's a wee man standing. Let's see if I can get this. No, that's the wrong way. Look. Do you see the wee man? So I've been trying to get him out of it. But I also think... there was another thing I saw in it, but if you see the odd creepy thing, I don't necessarily think it was made for a clairvoyant. I think this background might have been a Halloween thing. So, but I love it, and I find it really lovely because I love the colours and I love the woods. And theoretically, what's behind me here, if we looked over through the garden, is kind of what's in front of me. And I've put some photos up on Facebook, and you see that I can look through the trees. So what I've got reflected here, one of the reasons I had to get it is it's actually what's in front of me past the garden lane. So I am blessed. I know I'm absolutely blessed. This is going to be a really long coffee and chat. So thank you for staying with me, and thank you everybody again. You're all wonderful. I love you all to bits. I really do. I couldn't believe that this would have happened with this channel, and I've got so many new friends and so many people that have said lovely things. I got one of my subscribers called Wanda. Oh Wanda, you had me in tears. You literally had me in tears with what you said. She said that people benefit from what I do, and maybe I don't understand that, and she introduced a friend to the channel, and her friend loves it too. And at that point I was feeling quite ill, and it was brilliant. So thank you, Wanda. You never know how much that lifted me on that day. It was brilliant. So don't think that when you leave a comment that's giving a wee bit of praise or whatever, that it doesn't hit home and it doesn't make me feel good, because it does. We all like to feel that we're doing good work and we're helping people. So many of you leave comments like that, but this one was very special, and it came at exactly the right time. So I do love you all. I'm seeing friendships build up, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So thank you, and I'm definitely going now before I cry. No, I'm fine, honestly. It's just, I'm an emotional person. That's what happens on this channel. But there you go. Many blessings from a very beautiful Scotland, and I think I'm going to go for a lie down now. Bye.